You know, I don't dislike these people, but I find them irresponsible. You know, I don't really want to, I don't want to talk shit because I lost a dog on that very road. Right after the fire burned us all down, I got me and my dogs and my mom out. But we came back because we're not good with family. I've the only one that's lived with my mother this long, and I've accepted who she is and how she is. And I'm the only one that's able to deal with her, live with her. And so we came back, and she was miserable because she lost everything. I was miserable because I was trying to keep us alive. And she didn't really want it. And I didn't really want it. But I had all these dogs. And so I felt responsible for their lives. And so I did everything I could to build them their house that I share with them. This is my dog's house. They let me live here because I feed them, and I built this inglorious mansion for dogs, essentially. And I did all that because originally I wanted to give them all away and go away personally. But I didn't want them to be separated, and I didn't know where they would go. I didn't know if they would get a good home. So I did everything I could to give them this glorious mansion and high fenced yard with security cameras. Thousands of dollars, not to get them fixed, not to get them shots, to keep them safe. And I've done really well. Their dog, Sean, was not a bad dog. He did bite one of his owners in the face. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Wasn't there. He did kind of try to nip me one day when I tried to return him. And that was the last time that boy ever came up to me, because you try to bite me, I'm going to have a different reaction. And I was trying to put up kennel up to keep him from coming over here. And it wasn't that I disliked him. It's that anything that comes by the fence is a threat against the security that I've created. As in, another animal comes by the fence, gets too close, my dogs start going crazy, they get all amped up and motivated, boom, they clear a 14-foot fence like it's nothing. They're fortunately going on 4 years old now, so they're slowing down, they're aging up, and they're not jumping like they used to. And I've put enough huge boulders around the base that they're not getting out through there either. So I've more or less I've secured my dogs, Mother Raw and her 3 daughters. But their dogs, they have 3 dogs. These people I know had 2. They only have 1 now. And then there's this other little tiny thing, cutest fucking dog ever. And this dog came up to my mother, and my mother was holding on to it. She gave it to me. I held on to it for a few hours. Finally, they contacted me, and I couldn't leave this tiny little thing unsecured in the house because my dogs may kill it. I don't know. I don't know how they would respond to a small dog, because that was the first small dog they've ever been around. That little dog had some intelligence, and she was a female, so it was possible she could intermix with this, but overall, I didn't want to deal with other people's dogs. So I returned the dog to them, and I haven't seen that little one again. But this dog, Sean, he got out earlier this month, and he was running around on the road, and a guy in a truck almost hit him, and he brought him up our driveway. And I wasn't home. And my mom said, "Oh, I don't recognize that dog. Check the other people who live around here." And he did. He returned that dog to them. And I'm sure they were very grateful. But they didn't really learn the lesson, did they? They didn't learn that lesson I learned when Haley ran off in a snowstorm while we were living in a trailer because she felt pushed off from Raw and her 3 puppies at the time. Haley ran off. She went to the road. She got hit, and she didn't die instantly. She laid on the road, and the guy who hit her tried to pull her off the road. She bit him. She got transported all the way up to Reno, still alive. And then they euthanized her and cut off her head to test for rabies. And then the guy tried to sue us to pay for his rabies shots. We ended up paying all of the vet bills. Well, my mother did, because I was too emotionally distraught to do anything. I was pretty brokenhearted about it. I still have a calendar reminder every year on the day it goes off, and it will go off every year until I no longer have that calendar, I guess. Because I will never allow myself to forget what I did. What I did. And I know it's not my fault. But she didn't feel loved. And I did everything I could to make her feel loved. But she didn't feel loved, and she ran off. And a part of me wishes I had left her in New Mexico. She would have been okay. She would have been fine. My other family could have taken care of her. And I really wanted to leave her, but she didn't want to leave. She wanted to come with, so I brought her with, but I wish I'd left her there. She might still be alive. Anyways, it's a tragedy. But whatever traumatic experience you have that pulls at your heartstrings will make you stronger. Today, when I was talking to them, they asked me if I had seen their dog. I said no. I reviewed all of my security footage, and I didn't see anything out of place. So I was like, hey, I'm going to go get a Red Bull. And I went down to my local place to get a Red Bull, and I drove up the road a little bit because I saw something that looked a little sus, and there he was. Been dead for several hours. And I closed his eyes, held them closed, and I gave him the prayer. The prayer I give to everything I find dead. May your next life be better. Not that I know their next life will be better. Not that I even know that they reincarnate or that we reincarnate. I like to believe we do. I have no evidence of that. It's more or less is the things we believe what bring us comfort. And I don't like structured religion. I believe in the universe. Whatever religion that would be. Overall, take care of your animals. Be responsible for them. And if you can't, let them go. But don't just let them go. Try to find a home for them. If you can't take care of them, try to give them to someone else who can. And I get it. You can't save them all. That's the sad part. And this male dog wasn't fixed. I couldn't introduce him into my yard. He hits up all 4 of them. We're talking 20 plus puppies. That would be irresponsible. So I chased him off for every chance I got. I chased him off, and I chased him back home. And well, can't stop him from going in the road. I feel they should have bought a kennel or something, but they like to put their money in the slots. They like to spend their money on drones. Oh, we don't need a new car. We're just going to buy drones and gamble our money. And I'm the one that got suspended.